What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Facts and Stats. It is now episode 80. Thank you all for the support that I've been having lately via Twitter, doing Twitter Spaces every day, Monday to Sunday at 11 a.m. Today I have a special guest. I'm going to allow him to introduce himself, and we're going to go ahead and kick this thing off.
What's good, man? Thanks for having me. Trevor Trout, Wave TV, Elite Ties. You know how I go. It's been a while since I did one of these, man. Talking about basketball, bro. Thanks for having me, bro. Appreciate it.
No problem. So, everything that you do so far, before we get into the basketball discussion, like, how did you get into that?
So, man, honestly, talking about the NBA Finals, talking about Big Eastern Conference matchups, NBA. Bro, it's just, the NBA is an incredible league.
Yeah.
Like, because there's so many guys, like, we talk about this all the time. Like, you got 82 games in the NBA. But there's guys who are not 16-game players. And you really find out, not necessarily who are just 16-game players, who has the most 16-game players. First round, you find out, okay, cool, but this guy, he's pretty good. When you find out who the 16-game players are, the more you go through those games and win those games. And the guys that people thought were dudes were not dudes.
Yeah.
And the thing is, like, we know that. But, like, again, people get tricked and fooled by this 82-game open season run in the regular season, which we call the NBA. That's what it is.
Yeah, that's a fact. So I got a question for you before we get to the Eastern Conference Finals matchups that we've seen on both sides. What was one of your favorite series to watch?
Bro, honestly, like, this whole playoffs has been really an eyesore, so I feel like it has to be, for sure, without question, the Celtics and Heat series. Because, number one, Jason Tatum, I went to high school with him, and, he's a St. Louis kid. It's really dope just seeing him go to the finals, especially this early in his career, and, like, knowing how hard he's worked. It's just, man, like, it's been dope just to finally just get to watch it, just from a little bit of a fan perspective, be like, hey, I know that guy. He's really good. He's probably going to put a gold jacket on. And, just getting to see the whole process of that and him becoming the player that he is right now and beating the guys he and I used to sit and watch on YouTube. He's like, I want to play like that guy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and I'm just, I'm excited. Like, I'm here, I'm out here in the West Coast. I'm seeing him, watching the game. I'm getting off work, and it's so crazy to me. Just see him playing the finals. And then again, you got the Warriors on the other side. Who are the Warriors? The Warriors still playing good basketball. It's great, man.
So, you said the Celtics series and the Heat series were your favorite series to watch throughout the playoffs so far, correct?
For sure.
Okay, so who's been your top three players in the playoffs, the whole entire playoffs overall, though? If you had to list three players.
Well, I mean, the top three players have to be the guys who are still playing. So I mean, it's got to be Jason Tatum. It's got to be in there. Franchise guys, I mean.
But Jimmy Butler isn't playing right now. You wouldn't say Jimmy Butler been a top three players in the playoff this season?
I mean, bro, here, look, like, Giannis averaged you asked me about, like, who's the top player. Again, that's not how I roll. Like, who's the top player in the playoffs? Who are the guys who are still playing? Like, it's not like I just went out there and saw LeBron James average 35. But obviously, like, I was expecting to see Giannis around two. But I saw around 2, it'd be a different discussion. But, you know what I'm saying? Giannis still was out there getting 25 and 20 and 40-point games. And he just had to dominate who's in front of him. So, like, it would be disrespectful for me to just leave him out of the playoff. Because I know Giannis will probably average 35 the next series.
Right.
So, I mean, I guess it's fair to go with Giannis, Tatum, Steph. Because Steph's here. And, like, there was a lot of times where just Clay didn't have it. But Clay was still averaging 20. You know what I'm saying? Like, Draymond's not scoring. Sometimes, like, he have a tough defensive game, like every other game or something like that. But other than that, though, he's fine. But, I mean, like, we're looking at, like, big franchise guys. Okay, like, who are the dudes? Like, who are showing up before? Tatum, Giannis, Steph.
Okay.
And that's tough for me to say,
I appreciate you throwing Giannis in there, although he's not playing right now. Because I got a guy in mind that's not playing right now. I would say Tatum and Steph for sure, they're top two. But then my last guy would be Jimmy Butler, only because due to the fact that what everybody was saying around Miami Heat. and also Jimmy Butler, like bubble frauds or they're not legit. They can't do this. They can't do that. I mean, he led the postseason with 4 times scoring 40 points in the playoffs. Beat Atlanta 4-1, beat Philly 4-2, and then went toe to toe with Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown to force go Game 7 with them was amazing to me. Jimmy had a hell of a postseason, so hats off to him. Unfortunately, they came up short. Now with them coming up short and losing by 4 in Game 7, like what was your thoughts throughout that game? Did you have Boston winning that game going into that game?
I mean, honestly, yeah, because Boston's they really get their shots off. Like, and here's just kind of what's funny because Miami Heat was one of the better shooting teams in the NBA.
Yeah.
Like, again, when you get to those 16 games, like, it's different. And Pat Riley knows it's different. That's why he's got $90 million sitting on the bench. You know what I'm saying? Like, after that front, you're talking about, like, Jimmy Butler. Like, I'm talking about with Tatum. You gotta look at the dudes Tatum had to go through. Well, I know it's a lazy discussion, but, like, he really had to go through dudes. Yeah. Like, I got to go, like, yeah, he beat Kevin Durant. Yes, their team is better. Absolutely. He's, like, their team for sure, like, is better. And that's the reason why Kevin Durant, as soon as the series was like, I have them going to the finals. And he has them winning. And then now we're here, we're seeing it happen, like, regardless of it. Went through Kevin Durant, did what we had to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, we saw the post-up basket. Like, come here. Like, we're on the same level. Yeah. I think we're on the same level. I want this one. And we got to really see that matchup. You know what I'm saying? And it was dope. Now, again, did they make it hard for Jason? No.
Yeah, that's true.
They make it really hard for Jason. For Kevin Durant? Absolutely they did. So then the next series, what happens? Like, Jason ended up seeing the same shit that Boston threw at KD. And they won the series.
Yeah. And
he still had games where he was able to score. And this was one of the first times you got to see in Jason Tatum's career is like now this is 4th year in the league now.
5th
year in the league, or 5th year in the league. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That means already half a decade he's in the NBA. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's a veteran now. It's the first time to really get to see that playoff moment for him to come over adversity. You know, you got to see him do it twice.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think that's pretty impressive to me. You know, you go out there, you won a Game 7, like, on the road in Miami. And, yeah, obviously, of course you were the favorite. At the end of the day, though, you're favored because you're on the team.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's how I'm rolling with
it. Okay. So I want to talk to you about this finals matchup coming up here. We have the Warriors who done went through Denver 4-1. After that, they had a follow-up after Denver and play Memphis, beat them 4-2. And then after that, they went and played Dallas, beat them 4-1. Now, some say that maybe Phoenix would have gave the Golden State a better run for it, but oh well, they end up losing to Dallas anyway. Warriors, man, they're back in the finals. 6th time in the last 8 years. They took down a lot of greats throughout their way, LeBron James and so forth. They're playing Boston, man. I want to hear your thoughts on that finals matchup. Who will be your X factor throughout that series? First off, that's my first question for you. Who's the X factor, and ultimately who you have win the series?
Honestly, man, I mean, the X factor, I feel like it has to be Andrew Wiggins.
You say who?
It has to be. The X factor has to be for the Warriors, Andrew Wiggins.
Andrew Wiggins.
I mean, obviously, because the thing is, like, the Warriors they got guards to score. They got 4 of them. But where the game changes here is that Andrew Wiggins can actually guard not only 1, but 2 of their players. I'm not saying he's going to strap these guys. I'm saying, though, he's a good matchup for them. And we saw him guard Luka. Like, I've seen him guard like he's a really good player. And on top of that, he's in a role where, like, it's a small role. He's not asked to do a lot. Like, and it's the finals, bro. Like, Andrew, you really think Andrew Wiggins is going to be having for the finals? Like hell no. Like this is what you play for. Even if you don't like play,
right.
This is what you play for. Like, this is the matchup. Like, he plays with really good players, and again, like, for them, like, that is for sure the exception. Because, like, if you can't score, you can't shoot the 3, which Boston lives and dies by. If he takes that away, like, we're the Warriors. Like, we really move the rock. We really do this shit. Like, he for sure is an X factor in the series.
Okay. I should have asked you my other question first. I think that would have made it a little better. But my X factor that I have in the series probably for Boston, I'll probably say Al Horford. I think his outside shooting and also his defense when they do force that switch sometimes is going to be very key in the series. I don't know how Rob Williams is going to look.
Who is Al? Okay. Here's the question. Who is Al guarding?
Who was Al guarding? Yeah, good question. I think
Who is Al guarding? Like they were impacts the game.
Yeah, see, that's why I didn't want to say. That's why I didn't want to say Rob, but I think they're going to use Al due to more so his outside shooting. Like,
Okay.
so Al is not going to impact the game defensively wise that much because he's going to start the game on Dre. I think he's going to start on Dre and Rob is going to be on Looney.
Well, I mean, like Dre doesn't score. Like
Right.
On top of that, like him starting on Dre, is not necessarily it's because it's because like what other matchup realistically can he have that's a winnable match? Like if I'm coaching the game, like if I'm in open, I'm not leaving. Even though Clay is what he is now, like he serves. I'm not leaving Clay over there. I'm not leaving Al Horford over there. I'm not having him switching out on Clay and Jordan. Like you really have to switch everything with those dudes. Like with those guys. Like and there's a thing I said with the Warriors a lot during the season. It's like I had to see what their bigs like. Kevon Looney's really showed up, and on top of that, people don't understand. And like I love Robert Williams. Robert Williams changes games defensively. All right, and people are doing this whole thing. Can Kevon contain? I'm like, that's not the matchup.
Yeah.
I feel like going to the series, they've really been looking at it. Like number one, Kevon is bigger than him, and Kevon has played guys already just like Robert Williams.
Yeah.
And I've seen him like do his job. Because literally his job is to guard. Like that's his job. And then Robert Williams' job is to be a live threat and go guard. Like they really shouldn't be running into each other like that.
Yeah, that's true.
Like this series is about shooting and rim protection.
Yeah.
It's really it, shooting and rim protection. And the thing is, like, if you watch Boston doesn't like to go to the rim. They don't like to go there.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's either like Rob's there, you know what I'm saying? But like for them, it's hard for them to go through. And the one thing they have going for them though, like I'm talking for them collectively, but that's why Jaylen Brown's there.
Yeah.
Because the one thing Jaylen Brown does really well, so I love about his game, even though like we cut out all the turnovers and the fact that like he handles the ball really poorly and whatnot. When he's getting downhill and he has a mismatch, he's really hard to stop. And he's very athletic.
He showed that last series a lot. He showed that.
And he knows how to score on contact.
Yeah.
And he's always done that. That's always been his game.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So like when people do the thing like, oh, Jason's, it's like because the paint's coming off. Like I know Jason. Like we see Jason, we see Jaylen. Like there's things Jason does really, really well that you need your first option scorer to do, and there's things that Jaylen does really, really well as a second option on a franchise team. Like he's a high tier, like second star type of guy.
Yeah, sure,
you know what I'm saying? And it's like again, like it's the same thing. Like when it gets tough, it's like there's things like okay, they know this is where I want to go. Like when you're playing the Boston Celtics, you want to let them shoot themselves out of a game, but that's if they're not making shots.
Yeah,
but they're making shots right now.
Yeah.
They're making shots right now. And the Warriors, they have to respect that. So until they get into a spell where they're just poorly shooting and guys aren't hitting, like you really have to respect Jason out there, especially one-on-one. Plus, he's like at everything. Like he's a three-level scorer.
Mm-hmm.
He's a three-level scorer. He can go get you an and one here and there, not all the time. Like he's not gonna bully you. He's not gonna run through you. Like you're not gonna get posterized.
So
it's going to be there's these baskets.
Before you answer the series, my last question to you was before I have you answer who you think winning the series and then what. I have my last question to you. Who are the top 5 most important players in the series to you?
The top 5 most important players?
Yeah, like, if you had to choose 5 players, both teams combined, most important players. I'm going to go ahead and start with my 5. I went on and read it out before you came on. I have Curry. Okay. Obviously, you're going to need Curry to show up a game in and game out to have a chance at winning 4 games in the series. The next most popular name probably would be Jason Tatum. Same reason for Tatum, what I said for Curry. Then after that, I have Wiggins. I agree with literally every single thing you said about Andrew Wiggins. He had his best postseason against Dallas. His best postseason series against Dallas. So I'm hoping to see that he can continue the scoring that he was doing, his rebounding, and most importantly, his defending. Although he's going to be caught switching on Jaden and Tatum a lot. So hopefully he's able to contain both of them. So that's why I said Andrew Wiggins. And then I have Marcus Smart, sort of kind of similar to what Andrew Wiggins is there for. Their defense on the outside shot making is going to be very key, and all along with his playmaking. He needs to limit his turnovers and try to do things that help, Boston win game in and game out. And the last name, Clay. I want Clay to have a big series. I think he's one of the most important players in the series, but although if he is off, they can utilize Jordan Poole a lot as well. But that's my top 5.
Tatum. Okay. Draymond, and here's why.
Yeah.
It's not because he's one of their anchor ball handlers when it gets tough, and we've seen him do it. Mm-hmm. And he's the dude who gets guys their shots. He's always going to matter.
Yeah.
He's always going to matter, bro. This series it's not the last series. The Warriors were in a special situation. When I said they didn't have playoff bigs, it's because I was expecting different matchups in the playoffs,
mm-hmm.
as most of us were. And those teams, like the Suns, they sold.
Yeah.
The Lakers were just really bad this year.
Yeah.
In the West, if you're the Warriors and you're a seasoned team like that, how they are and how good they are, this is a walk to the finals. We don't got to see LeBron James. This is it.
Sure.
It's really that easy, bro. The Grizzlies were never that good. Y'all hyped them up. They were never that good. They didn't. They had a point guard. They have point guards for sure. But the guy who's on the ball, he's not a point guard.
Yeah.
He doesn't have any shooting. So I was never tripping off that. And then Jaren Jackson, that's never moved me either, ever. So, you got that. You got this series. All you have to do is really take a game with them. So, we're going top 5 in the series. At the end of the day, Draymond not scoring this and that and the third. They're here.
Yeah.
They're here. He's at games where he dominated matchup. So it's got to be Draymond. You go Jason. Because the thing is, I'm not expecting the Warriors to just be attacking the rim. I feel like, you know what? It was kind of a crazy one. It's kind of weird to look at, okay, who are the top 5 players in this series? I want to just more so look at, things that you got to look at. Jordan Poole comes off the bench, right? And then there's going to be minutes on the floor, him and Peyton Pritchard on the floor at the same time.
Right.
And Peyton Pritchard's going to bring the shooting. Jordan Poole can shoot. But, there's probably going to be a time where Jordan's going to be guarded by Peyton.
Yeah.
And nobody wants that for Peyton.
Yeah.
Nobody wants that for Peyton. You know what I'm saying? So then Marcus Smart, obviously, he'd be out there probably guarding it. No, because there's other better players on the floor. You know what I'm saying? So, that's what's how funny how X Factor, sometimes this is about matchups.
Right.
What are the matchups? These are the matchups that we have. Jordan is very likely he's not going to be matched up by the best player on their second unit when he's in the game. It's just what it is.
That's true.
If Clay's cold, Jordan's coming in.
Yeah.
And Jordan, here's the thing that Jordan brings, right? Which the Warriors never always had. He really can get to it off the dribble. Really. And really beat you.
Yeah.
Really get to the rim. Really score everywhere. Really shoot that bitch. He not going to guard like that for real. He's a capable. He's not the strap. A lot of these guys aren't, bro. I don't care about that. But the thing is, though, for what they ask him to do, he does his job really damn good.
Yeah.
So, I have to leave Jordan there. So, you got Jason.
I like that.
You got Draymond. You got Jordan. And obviously, bro, you have to have Jaylen Brown as the X factor this year. Because I'm like this, though. Okay, cool. So, in my mind, I'm not necessarily saying, who's winning the series right now. I'm saying, okay, so Clay's going to have to guard him. Clay's going to have to guard him.
Yeah. I want to see that matchup, man.
Yeah, that's a matchup I want to see. And personally, that's a matchup, from above, where Jaylen Brown, you can be an X factor, you still got to show up.
Yeah.
Jaylen Brown, his coach and his team are expecting him to win that matchup. They can have a championship.
Yeah, that's a fact. This
is what you have to do. and you got to do it. Like, bro, I mean, the Celtics, they get a lot of threes. So that means you got to make threes. You got to beat them off the dribble. You got to guard. Like, this is just what's asked right now. It doesn't mean everyone's going to get it done. But these are the expectations. These are the X factors. This is what people are expecting with this game. Period. So then you got him, and then who will be that fifth player? It's tough. Man, it's tough. But, like, I mean, I feel like it has to be Steph Curry.
Yeah.
Like it just has to be Steph Curry. Like Steph Curry goes out there and he knocks down the first 4 shots. He's hot and he's winning that game. I've seen it too many times. So. This is what it is. He go out there, okay, cool, bet. They go 2 for 9. They're gonna keep letting him rock. If he goes 10 for 10, they're gonna keep letting him rock. Because they've seen it win a series.
Yeah.
And they have games in the Warriors play where when Steph gets hot like that, they go up 20 points. They can take Steph out in the last 14 minutes and get ready to go play this next road game or some shit. Like, I've seen it. So, like, you have to account for Steph. Yeah. There's no coach in the NBA that's not accounting for Steph.
Facts.
Especially when there's other, like, but better yet, like, there's other players on the floor who can play. Like, if I'm the Celtics, right, like, I still have to respect Andrew Wiggins' game. Like, Andrew Wiggins has averaged 20 in the NBA.
Right, facts.
like, you know what I'm saying? Like, real athletic. Like, I really get off the floor.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I really guard people. And you telling me all I gotta do, bro, is like set back screens? Like, that's really, like, he's a former pro. He was an all-star, wasn't he?
Nah, he wasn't an all-star
like,
prior. Nah,
well, he almost made the all-star game, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
You know
That's
what I'm saying?
fact.
Like, he's a pretty damn good NBA player, Andrew Wiggins.
Yeah, he is.
And a lot of people want him on their team. Like, people only do that shit when trying to talk about paying. I'm like, if someone said you have Andrew Wiggins on your team right now, you're taking him. Period. You taking him on your team. Bro, you can't tell me right now, like, if Phoenix said, hey, we can redo it and we can get Andrew Wiggins instead of Michael Bridges. You can't tell me they'll do it. Michael Bridges, I didn't see him do anything in the playoffs the last 2 seasons. I've seen Andrew Wiggins do things in the playoffs. Yeah. This is what I've seen. I have to go off of what I saw.
Okay. I respect that. So you say you wasn't picking a finals winner. Who you got winning the finals? Just to wrap it up. What you got winning the finals and what you got to go in there?
Here's the thing, bro. Like, I'm rolling with the Celtics. It's just what it is. Yeah. like flat out, dog. Like, it's not even about me or about basketball right now, bro. But the fact, dog, if they win that series, bro, like a championship's coming back home to my city. Like, it's gonna be real. Like, yo, we did it.
Yeah, that's real.
You know
that's real. That's real. Yeah, that's
like
real.
that's just what it is. Yeah. Like, that's where I'm at with. Like, let's go. Like, I'm excited for this finals. Like, I'm ready for a really good series, bro. Like, I'm hoping. Like, I'm hoping it's a good series, but I'm also hoping my guy win the game. I'm not finna sugarcoat nothing.
I respect that. I mean, me ultimately, I got to see Boston. The tricky about Boston, because I'm a Heat fan, so you know it was tough for me to see that series go down. But Boston been the best team in the Eastern Conference to me from January on down. I think they were.
They were 25 and 25, and they flipped it, and they said we want.
And I'm being so real
court.
with you. I was watching the game a couple months ago, and I'm like, damn, this is really a good ass basketball team. Like, the way their team is constructed from top to bottom is like top tier. It's amazing. And they play like a family. They play together. You know, much different from their team in the past. When they had Terry and Gordon and Kyrie, all them ego, it's much clearer now. You know, so. I don't know, man. I just think that Golden State, like you said, everything that you just said Jordan Poole for, he has one of the quickest first steps in the league next to Ja Morant, Anthony Edwards, and so forth. The way he gets around guys and also the way he play makes and passes, it might take them over the series, might take them over the hump in this series, man. And they got Gary Payton II coming back. I think Golden State's gonna win this in 6. It's not gonna be as easy.
Funny. It's kind of funny you said. I was talking to somebody. Like, when he got hurt, and I was like, if they make the finals, he's coming back. Trevor, no.
Yeah.
I'm like, dog, this is the finals, bro. Like, boys really be finding out a way. Like, you know, it was a while ago.
So you say you want to see if he's going to show up?
Yeah, bro. I mean, it would be great if he ended up playing finals. Honestly, I wish he didn't.
Uh-huh.
I wish he didn't, bro. Like showing ownership to these teams when I'm hurt, and I know my next check's coming. I ain't for all of that. But this is what he wants, bro. This is the finals. Like,
Yeah.
I get it though. Like, I've been an athlete. Like, yo, this is the NBA finals. So, like, bro, think about it, dog. Like, Kevin Durant was out there playing on a messed up Achilles.
Yeah, facts.
Like, yo, and they didn't want him to play. But like, bro, you gotta think about it. Like, yo, this is the NBA finals, so. And he already won one, bro. But yo, this is the finals. This is the fun. You want to be a part of that. It's not even about the money at that point. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like, this is dope for Gary Payton. You know what I'm saying? Like, dad gets to see this. Like, yo, get to see your kid in the finals, bro.
Amazing feeling. I know it's an amazing feeling, man. It's gonna be a good one. Thank you so much for coming on with me and talking with me, man. Hopefully it's a good one. Hopefully Jason Tatum can bring it back to your city for you and you can see it, firsthand. But anything else you got to say before I let you go?
Honestly, man, bro, like, thanks for having me on, man. I enjoyed it. Some good ball talk. Good ball talk. Appreciate it.
All right, no problem, man. Appreciate you.
For sure.